So today I've got for you the new, all new, brand new 2024 MG HS, a very, very important car for MG. In fact, it's a popular seller here. It is their biggest seller here. And in fact, the UK accounts for 25% of global sales of this car. Now, this car, they sold over 57,000 of them here. It's the 8th best-selling car this year in the whole of the UK, in fact, for MG. Now, this thing obviously first came out in 2018. This is the second generation of the MG HS as we know it, although it's based on the third generation of the roomier RX-5, a Chinese sister car that was launched in 2022. Now, MG is celebrating 100 years. They're doing really well. They're really proud of it. This car is very important for them. They're trying to remain as competitive as they can in a market where, as we all know, prices are increasing quite rapidly. So the price on this thing actually starts from £24,995 and they go right up to just under £34,000, so 33,995. Now, initially, there's two models. So this one's a full petrol one. So you get petrol, ICE, internal combustion engine car, and you also get a plug-in hybrid. Now, when you talk about price increases compared to the outgoing car, and don't forget, this isn't a refresh, this isn't an update, this is a completely new car. The price increase over the petrol previous edition is about £965, so about £1,000 more expensive than the outgoing car. And for the plug-in hybrid, it's about £400 more expensive for the plug-in hybrid car. They say that the residuals also are better, and they claim 6% better residuals than the chief rivals in the class, the average for the class, that is. So let me tell you a little bit about the engine. Now, what I'll do is I'll put all the spec and all the information on the screen, but I'll just quickly tell you the petrol is the 1.5T with 169 brake horsepower and 275 Newton meters of torque. That's this one. It will give you 0 to 62 in 9.4 seconds. It's mated either to a 6-speed manual. This one is actually the 7-speed DCT automatic. Top speed about 118 to 121 miles per hour. Like I said, this one goes on sale first, and you will see the hybrid car going on sale, plug-in hybrid, that is, from September. The full hybrid, there is a full hybrid as well, that comes on the market early next year, end of first quarter next year. Now, the plug-in hybrid version of this car is 142 brake horsepower, 1.5 petrol, 1.5 liter petrol engine mated to 154 kilowatt electric motor. That gives it a 0 to 60 time a little bit quicker than the petrol version, so that's at 6.8 seconds. It has an incredible, astonishing 75-mile range for the EV only mode. So it's got a massive battery. In fact, this battery on that is bigger than some early EV cars. And that actually increases the previous plug-in hybrid range, electric only, from 32 miles. So 32 miles now to 75 miles on battery only. So if you have a shorter commute than that, you probably never have to put fuel in it, although you should replenish the fuel every now and then. This also, for those people that are interested in buying this as a company car or getting it as a company car, it helps with the BIK, benefit in kind tax, because it gets a very good 5% rate on that because of its higher EV range. As you can see from the design, it is completely different. Got the slimmer headlights, new grille. And the thing about it is that it's got lots of tech, lots of gadgets. They really upped the ante on that, the quality, the refinement, and the gadgetry. And then, like I said, the price levels have increased a little bit marginally, but they've tried to keep the same trim levels, but increase the gadgets as well. It's a bigger car. It's 14mm wider. It's 45mm longer overall and in the wheelbase, so more space inside. We'll check that out. 30mm lower overall in height. The boot capacity, well, we'll look at that in a minute. And there's tons of stuff inside that I'm going to get into once we get into the car. So as usual, what we'll do is we'll take a look around the car, we'll look at the practicality of the car, and we'll look at the interior, we'll look at the boot, and of course, we'll take it for a drive.
A brown car guy. Brown car guy.
Right, okay, so let's check out the boot. I've got the key, and it does do the foot waving thing as well, apparently. But as usual, it's hard to get that to work when you want it to. So it's 507 litres of space in here, and that's an increase of 44 litres compared to the outgoing car. So as you can see, split folding seats as well. Very, very spacious here. And also there's a floor that comes up, and under the floor you've got compartments that you can store stuff, and you've got your tire repair kit as well, your triangle. You've got light, you've got pocket there, and on this side as well. Obviously you've got your cover, and not bad. So this has got a button. Let's close that and let's see what the rear interior space is like. Right then, here we are inside the MGHS, and to talk about space, can you see me clearly in there? Yes, you can. And actually, look at this. Now, I have had to turn the car on. And the reason I've turned the car on is because it does one of those things where the seat moves back to give you ease of entry and exit. So I've turned it on. This seat is now set for me. I'm 6'2" with long legs. This is my driving position. The seat has now moved back into position. And to do that, I had to turn it on and close the door so that the seat would move into my driving position. Then I got out. Hopefully it has actually retained that seating position. So back here, you can see I got tons of room. Not only for my knees, I mean my knees aren't even touching the seat, but down here as well, you know, loads and loads of room for my feet as well. Back here you've got a vent here. What are these? Yes, you do have, can you see them? There you go. You do have USBs here as well. Got pockets for the seats here, and then back here you've got an armrest with the two cup holders in there, and then here you've got on this leather seats you've got Isofix Chelsea anchor points. You've got this nice quilted kind of style, which is actually, it's slightly soft, but I think that's molded, and then that's covered, so that is covered. And then you've got obviously pockets as well where you can put bottled water and stuff like that. No sunroof on this one. So it can be a little bit dark here because also you can see that the rear pillar is quite thick there as well. So that also encroaches a little bit on the sort of light that's coming into here. But to be honest with you, other than that, it's spacious, it's very comfortable, it's quite plush as well. Let's see what the front is like. Here we are inside the front of the MGHS. Now, it's already running, as I said. Now, but what I'm going to do, just so that you can see, is I'm actually going to turn it off, and then I wonder if I can get that switch to go off as well. See the seat? See how far the seat went back? It's confused now because I'm still in the car. So let's see what happens. Now I'm going to press the brake, and the starter button is here. So it turned on, and as you can see, that kind of lights up with the MG thing. Now this screen, now you got these massive two screens. I'm going to give you some spec info. Obviously the spec info, like I said, was on the screen, but I will give you some more. This is the monitor. This is constantly monitoring you as you're driving along. And if I do this, you can see health center, BBC, there's all this stuff on the right there, accumulated total, all that sort of stuff. Let's go into the menu here. So we've got down here, we've got demisters, we've got fan on and off, we've got the home screen, which is actually, it's already on there. Just quickly, these are your vents. This is all leather here, soft touch. This is very nice. This is nice, this is textured, so you can actually feel that, this groove there, with a vent at the end there. And then you've got a glove box there, which is fairly deep. Again, then quilted, molded look on the doors, the speakers there, deep door pockets on these, the same leather, nice leather, tan leather interior upholstery on this car. Down here you've got all your power stuff, so you've got your USB and then USB connect, and then your 12 volt as well. Cup holders, cables. I wonder, no, they just have the springy holdy things there, so that grabs hold of your cup here. And then you've got, I think this is a wireless charger here, looks like, and then cubby box with a decent amount of room in there. This top squeaks a little bit, I've found, when driving. And down here you've got hill descent, I believe that to be. Does that come up? Hill descent control off. Yeah, so anyway, so that is hill descent. Then you've got auto braking, that's your park. This is your gear lever, reverse neutral, and then you've got sport option as well. And on the steering you've got a bunch of buttons here as well. So you've got On this side, controls, I think that's for your cruise control. This is for your steering, limiter, speed limiter, star, I'm guessing you can program, and then that's for stereo and stuff like that. So it's pretty straightforward. Let's see what they've got on the home screen. So you've got all these options. You got so there's lots of things. You can also connect this to your phone as well. You could connect app. You can also get Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, your climate, this and that. Navigation is there. Music is there, Amazon Music. This is your climate control, driving, electronic stability control, that's on. Steering is in comfort, let's put the steering into sport. Start stop is on. Towing mode, let's go convenience first please. Drive positioning, fast entry, exit, so that's where the seat goes back, I guess. So that's all in there. Then you got MG Pilot, speed limit assist, intelligent manual, so you can do that. Front collision assist, lane departure, all of that is there. Driver distraction. And then you got your cluster. So this is where you can actually change how you want your cluster, this bit here. So you can go that way, minimal look there, and then you can go that way, and you've got still quite minimal, and then you've got that where you've got the map on it as well and everything. So there you go. So let's just go for that one. I think that's quite a good one. Instrument immersion mode, don't know what that means. Information center, so that's giving you the information, so you can customize all of that. And you got status, next service, etc., and then you go back to that. So I was going to give you some information about it. Like I said, most of this on screen, but it is, like I said, extremely well equipped. These are two 12.3-inch displays. That's what you have here. Live navigation, including weather. Live traffic updates is everything that you get through that. And Amazon Music, as you've just seen. Virtual driver display. You can have a light or a dark theme. That's obviously for that one there. Adjust the layouts and all the rest of it. You got the app, like I mentioned, 360. Let's show you that. The camera. So there you go, like that. And then you've got that, but you also got transparency as well under the car. You can see around it. You've got different modes, and I think you can actually so you can actually switch by doing that. You can go and see what you want to see there. And then the 360. This cannot be done while reversing. So hang on. So if I go back into drive and I press 360, will it show me? Anyway, it has 360. So I can't get it to work, but it has that. So anyway, it has got, like I said, all of this spec will be on the screen. What is it like to drive? Well, I think we should find that out next. Hey, are you enjoying this video? Then make sure you hit the like button. It's very important. Plus, comment, share, and make sure you're subscribing. Right then, so let's give this a go and see what it's like. I mean, to be fair, actually, I have, as I mentioned, I have already been driving this, and I've driven it on the motorway, and it's been really smooth, very quiet. Like I said, there's a slight squeak here, which appears to be gone now. I wonder if opening and closing it did the trick. Anyway, it was on the motorway. It's very smooth. There is a bit, obviously engine noise, picks up speed nicely, but it's a petrol car, so you can hear the engine, you can feel the engine. It behaves like you want it to behave, like you expect it to behave. So if that's what you're after, that's what you're hoping for, that's what you're going to get with this car. One of the things I've got to say I found immediately quite annoying on this particular car is the monitor, because the monitor is very adamant that you should be looking at where you're going. And the moment, the beep that's happening now, that is what's actually going on. So the moment that you are not looking ahead, it starts beeping at you, and that involves even like looking down there, which you need to do in order to see where you're going, for example. So that can be a little bit, I mean, it's a good thing, it's a safety feature, so it's important, but at the same time, I'm sure there's a way of turning it off and stuff like that, but I don't have time to go into the menus. But yeah, so that's quite interesting how keen that is. So there are lots of beeps and things that it does. It likes to do that. There's that squeak again, just from there. But other than that, it's very quiet, very refined, very smooth. It's very, very. It's so much better. I have to say, I have to be honest. It's so much better than the previous car, just in terms of the quality and the refinement that you now get with it. That's just the key. I was wondering what that rattling was, but that's the key. There we go. that was clear. Okay, so back along these roads. The level of refinement, the ride also is very, very good on this car. Very smooth, as you can see. I haven't encountered any truly bad roads, but just from a little bit of gravel tracking and stuff like that, it was absolutely fine. It's very easy to place, considering it's a big car. It's just gone dark. You see that? The screen just went dark mode there, because as we went under a shadowy bit there. So it's quite easy to place. You can actually see the edges of the fenders at the front quite easily from the driver's seat. So I guess that helps in positioning the car. So that's quite good. The steering is very light. The controls are very light. It's very easy to drive. Let's be honest. It's automatic. You put it in automatic mode, and off you cruise. It's pretty much, it takes care of itself. We'll try the acceleration a little bit here. So it takes a while to kick down through the gears to the 7 speeds, and then off it goes. Now you do have sports mode. So if I've gone across to sports mode now, I'll slow it down again just to see if that makes any difference. Again to about, I think we were about 40, weren't we? 45. And then, yeah, I mean, again, to be honest, it hasn't made a huge amount of difference. So, but it's okay. It's about what you'd expect. Brakes are good. They're strong. They do hold the car up quite well, and without any fuss. We need to shut this. Oh, the key's gone somewhere down there. I think it's gone into the cubby box, I think. Yeah, that's what's happened there. But yeah, you do need to anticipate the brakes a little bit. But overall, this is one of those cars where it's big, it's comfy, it's easy to drive. That's really what you want. Here we are on quite a narrow road now, but not really proving problematic. To place it and to be wary of its size, what have you. But it's a big, spacious, comfortable car with ton of kit on it. That's what it's really got. That's what this car is really all about. We're not hoping to outpace any hot hatches or anything like that. Although having said that, I mean, again, it wants to go now, so I'm still in sports mode, so that's good for the gearbox. But turning is pretty good. I mean, responsive at the steering wheel. Grip is okay, and also the body control isn't too bad at all. I mean, it's not lolloping or moving around. So, you will get it to pitch if you wanted to, but if you're sensible about it, it's absolutely fine. So again, a little bit of performance, yeah. And we've got this road is a little bit rutted on this side, so we can see that we're picking up the thing, but there isn't any sound, and it is quite well damped, so it is quite well controlled. So again, that body control shining through. Brakes once again very good. So overall then, I think generally there isn't too much to complain about here. I think it's got everything that you need plus some, because of all the kit and everything like that. It's got the performance that you need for most purposes. Like I said, the PHEV is a little bit quicker, but other than that, all very good. And considering the fact that this is a very important car for MG, and it is one of their best sellers, it's a car that they obviously don't want to get wrong, and of course they've tried to make sure that they haven't. And the fact that they've used an existing car in China, which is already on its 3rd generation, seems to me to make sense, because that's a car that's already been developed and refined, so you won't get any of so despite the fact that this is a completely new car, you're less likely to get sometimes the seeding issues, the initial issues that you sometimes get with completely new cars. This one should be very well resolved. Check this out, guys. It's my book. It's my first novel, and it's written for car fans like you. It's a fun political action thriller. It's full of cool cars and spectacular action. Get your copy now at Amazon.com. So whilst we're here and we've got the time, I thought, why not give the plug-in hybrid a go as well? So this is the PHEV. Like I said, it's launching a little bit later in the year. The ICE is immediately available. And as you can see, this is white, that was black. So I thought, it'd be good to try them both. And it's a nice sort of pearl white on this car. And you can see the details a little bit better on this one as well. And there's your diamond cut alloy wheels. Your little strake there. This one's also got a step as well. So I don't think the other car had a step on the side step on it. This one does have it. But there you go, pretty good. And one thing that I have checked, there you go, HSPHEV, is that the interior, this has got a different dark colored interior on this one. But one thing I did check is that the rear seating, the legroom here, is pretty much the same as the other one, so you don't lose anything, and they say that you don't lose any boot space either compared to the regular car. So wherever they've hidden the batteries, they're not encroaching on the interior space. Right, let's give it a go. So here we are now in the plug-in hybrid version on the go. I've just driven it a little bit and I'm driving it a bit back now, and it does the same bonging thing and all the rest of it, which, you know, as I've already talked about. One thing I have found is that it needs a bit more braking effort. Immediate differences between the ICE car and this one. It's good to do a back-to-back comparison. I guess because of the extra weight you can certainly feel it, and also you can feel the extra mass in the movement of the body as well. However, what compensates is of course that terrific EV only mileage, although I don't see an EV button. I can see an EV display there and it tells you that it's ready. It tells you that it's got 49 miles of range left, and I can see that I am now running on EV mode. It's telling me focus on driving again from the display over here. But the thing I was going to say is this. Oh, it's wheel spin almost, you know, instant torque. So that's what you do get, the benefit of that electric motor, the quicker performance, just the greater go. So if you like that sort of thing, then this is definitely the one to get. But of course, the practical reason to get it is because of that incredible EV only range, in which you can drive this pretty much like an EV for most of the time. So again, I don't know why this is good. You know, if you get the car, you'll have to go into the menu and turn all the bings and bongs off, because they can be quite annoying. But where the advantage is that, like I said, so, you know, even with that full performance, full-on performance right now, full throttle, and hasn't really eaten into my mileage on the EV very much at all. But also it's regenning as well, so I guess it's recuperating power, I guess is what it's doing. Yeah, in fact I can see that from the display. So the advantage there is that really you can use this car as an EV, and the petrol is there as a backup, or for longer journeys you don't have to worry about recharging it. But around town and for your normal commute, you'd probably just use it on EV mode, I reckon. And there must be a way of switching it to EV mode only, although it isn't obvious. One thing I will say is that it doesn't have the sports mode on the gearbox. Interesting, right? This is the quicker car, but it doesn't have the sports mode. It just has a drive mode on it instead of what we had before. And there's no regen buttons or anything like that. So I'm guessing it's doing all of that automatically. Oh, there's actually a sports. Oh, I suddenly felt the difference there. And yes, you can. So you can get it. You can either. So if you go into the menu, you can switch it to EV. So it's on EV now, and you can get performance, and you can get regenerative. You can go high as well. So I'm on high now. Although it doesn't make a huge amount of difference. Let's go low. Yeah. Doesn't, I mean, yeah, just a very slight difference in the regen braking really, but it's in sports mode for the drive, and you can choose between hybrid EV mode and EV mode. So yes, so really you could just drive around as an EV and not have to worry about refueling it. So that's quite handy, I would say. So yeah, if you go into the menu, you can find those systems, and it's pretty easy really. You just go into the drive bit. Right, so you just punch it again. Oh yeah, I mean, honestly, definitely have seen a spike in the performance even further now that I've put it into sports mode. So there you go. So if you like your performance, this is the one to go for. And if you like the fact that you want to drive an EV for most of the time, then this is the one to go for. Obviously you pay a little bit more for it. But if you just want a petrol car, that's available too. And I would say actually the ride is better on the petrol car. Yes, I would say that as well. So there are compromises in each sense. So this one's got the better performance and it's got the EV mode, but the other car has got the better ride and the better body composure. So there you go, there's my verdict. So let me know what you think of the MG HS, the new car, and let me know which one you would go for, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Shout out time, guys. Thank you so much. Hey, if you enjoy my content, why not get involved? Buy me a coffee. You can do that at either of these links, or if you're watching on YouTube, buy me a thanks or take out a membership. It all helps. It really does.